Activate Isochron Scepter to cast...
End the turn.
Activate Isochron Scepter to cast Final
End the turn.
Activate Isochron Scepter to cast Final Fortune. I've got Obeka out too.
End the turn.
This might be what you hear when the game ends, but what's actually going on...
End the turn.
Fine, you deal with it.
Welcome back to Better Know a Combo, brought to you by some green grub from Stronghold and me, Olivia Gobert-Hicks. How does it work? Great question. You might have heard of a new card that's coming out in Commander Legends, available at your LGS on November 20th. Obeka, Brute Chronologist, is a 4-mana legendary ogre wizard with a pretty unique ability. If you tap her, you can give the player whose turn it is the option to end the turn. If you've been playing Commander for a while, you might see a pretty strong similarity to an existing card, Sundial of the Infinite, and anywhere I mention Obeka in this video, you can use that instead. This combo starts with Obeka in play when I cast Isochron Scepter. When Isochron Scepter enters the battlefield, I'll imprint Final Fortune. I'll activate Isochron Scepter, and when the ability resolves, I'll be able to copy the imprinted card and cast it, giving me an extra turn with a delayed lose the game trigger at the end of it. I'll pass the turn to myself, untap, and activate the Scepter again. At the end of my turn, the delayed lose the game trigger goes on the stack, and I'll activate Obeka's ability. Obeka's ability does 4 things. Exiles all spells and abilities from the stack. The player whose turn it is discards to hand size. Damage wears off, and this turn and until the end of turn effects wear off. This gets rid of that nasty lose the game trigger and allows me to move right along to my next extra turn, repeating this loop as many times as I want. This sounds awesome, but how can people interact? Let's go back to the original description of the combo and talk about the ways we can interact and the times you receive priority. Buckle up because there's so many interaction points during this combo. Cast Isochron Scepter. You can counter Isochron Scepter, obviously. You could also technically remove Obeka, but I'd be patient. You'll see why in a minute. Isochron Scepter enters the battlefield and the imprint ability triggers. If you pass priority at this point, it's pretty likely that I'm going to be able to get at least 1 extra turn. So if you've got spot removal for Isochron Scepter, this is the time to fire it off. If you're still hanging on to your spot removal for Obeka, wait just a little longer. Seriously, you won't regret it. Activate Isochron Scepter. Step on the gas. This is the best point to remove Obeka. Cast Final Fortune. This does go on the stack, separate from the activated ability of Isochron Scepter, so if you've got counter magic, you can use it here. It won't stop me dead in my tracks, but it'll buy you a turn to look for a more permanent solution. I've got to repeat this whole Isochron Scepter process on my next turn, so you'll have another opportunity to deal with Obeka. In fact, if I've got the mana to recast Obeka immediately before moving to my next turn, you might even want to wait for the second Isochron Scepter activation before you make your move. Obeka's ability requires her to tap, so removal on my extra turn is a little extra guarantee that you'll be able to stop the combo. The last point you have to interact is on my extra turn end step when lose the game trigger is on the stack and I activate Obeka's ability. You can respond to Obeka's ability by stifling it, forcing me to resolve the lose the game trigger as Richard Garfield intended. Sometimes you're not playing reactive spells like that, and prevention is going to be the best medicine. How can we prevent this from happening in the first place? Shut them down. This combo requires its controller to activate an ability of an artifact. Root Maze and Blind Obedience will buy everyone a turn to deal with the situation, and Null Rod and Collector Oof will shut it down entirely. This combo requires its controller to activate an ability of a creature. Linvala, Keeper of Silence, and Cursed Totem are the best ways to say better luck next time. This combo is an extra turns combo. If you're playing red, you can always slot in Stranglehold, which has the added benefit of shutting down the ways people might tutor for this combo. If you're not in red, you can always play Ugin's Nexus, which has the same effect. Finally, we've got a few cards that don't stop the combo, but might get you out of a tight spot. Rhystic Study, Mystic Remora, Runic Armasaur, and Verity Circle can help you dig for interaction while I'm going off, and might tip the scales in your favor. That about does it for this episode of Better Know a Combo. If you've got a combo you'd like to see explained, make sure you let me know in the comments below. If you're looking to pick up any of the cards I mentioned in this video, be sure to use our TCG Player affiliate link in the video description. Your purchase helps keep us going. We'll catch you next time.
Hey, thanks for checking out the Spike Feeders on YouTube. If you're not subscribed yet, make sure you click that subscribe button. And you can click this link to check out our other great videos.